Macmillan Audio presents The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. Narrated by Rosamund Pike. And his paths shall be many, and who shall know his name? For he shall be born among us many times, in many guises, as he has been and ever will be, time without end. His coming shall be like the sharp edge of the plough, turning our lives in furrows from out of the places where we lie in our silence. The breaker of bonds, the forger of chains, the maker of futures, the unshaper of destiny. From Commentaries on the Prophecies of the Dragon, by Jurith Doreen, right hand to the Queen of Almoran, 742 A.B., the Third Age. Prologue. Fortress of the Light. Pedron Niles' aged gaze wandered about his private audience chamber, but dark eyes, hazed with thought, saw nothing. Tattered wall hangings, once battle banners of the enemies of his youth, faded into dark wood panelling laid over stone walls, thick even here in the heart of the Fortress of the Light. The single chair in the room, heavy, high-backed, and almost a throne, was as invisible to him as the few scattered tables that completed the furnishings. Even the white-cloaked man kneeling with barely restrained eagerness on the great sunburst set in the wide planks of the floor had vanished from Niall's mind for the moment, though few would have dismissed him so lightly. Jarret Byer had been given time to wash before being brought to Niall, but both his helmet and his breastplate were dulled from travel and battered from use. Dark, deep-set eyes shone with a feverish, urgent light in a face that seemed to have had every spare scrap of flesh boiled away. He wore no sword, none was allowed in Niall's presence, but he seemed poised on the edge of violence, like a hound awaiting the loosing of the leash. Twin fires on long hearths at either end of the room held off the late winter cold. It was a plain soldier's room, really. Everything well made, but nothing extravagant, except for the sunburst. Furnishings came to the audience chamber of the Lord Captain Commander of the Children of the Light with the man who rose to the office. The flaring sun of coin gold had been worn smooth by generations of petitioners, replaced and worn smooth again. Gold enough to buy any estate in Amadicia, and the patent of nobility to go with it. For 10 years Niall had walked across that gold and never thought of it twice, any more than he thought of the sunburst embroidered across the chest of his white tunic. Gold held little interest for Pedron Niall. Eventually his eyes went back to the table next to him, covered with maps and scattered letters and reports. 3 loosely rolled drawings lay among the jumble. He took one up, reluctantly. It did not matter which. All depicted the same scene, though by different hands. Niall's skin was as thin as scraped parchment, drawn tight by age over a body that seemed all bone and sinew, but there was nothing of frailty about him. No man held Niall's office before his hair was white, nor did any man softer than the stones of the Dome of Truth. Still, he was suddenly aware of the tendon-ridged back of the hand holding the drawing, aware of the need for haste. Time was growing short. His time was growing short. It had to be enough. He had to make it enough.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?